Hi, welcome to Pleasure Sports. Today we're going to take a look at 2XU's V1 Velocity Triathlon Wetsuit for women. This is a 5.3mm wetsuit, which means there's 5mm panels and 3mm panels in the wetsuit construction. In the front panel here we have a 5mm thickness neoprene. That's to actually help the positioning in the water. And you'll actually notice something here in this very high-end wetsuit. You'll see these grooves and they're called strakes. And what they actually do is they provide hydrodynamic stability. And so if you're actually in choppy water, this helps you stabilize in the water. And if you're actually in flat water and you're doing sighting, it actually helps you maintain in a straight line. So this is really proprietary to 2XU and a really great feature in this particular wetsuit. What you've actually got in the side body of this wetsuit is very high-end super stretch Yamamoto neoprene, and it gives you 520% stretch in lateral flex in this wetsuit because of the types of material that are being used. Underneath the arms there's no seams, and that actually allows you to maximize your stroke and your stretch, as well as increase the stretchiness in the wetsuit by not having a seam that would actually limit mobility and movement. In the upper shoulders of the wetsuit you have a 3mm neoprene as well, and that's to actually allow you to have more stretch. In the neck you have a wonderful glide skin neck. This actually helps create a seal around your neck and the wetsuit to help prevent flushing so that not too much water goes through the suit. A couple other features that I want to take a look at throughout the suit. This has it's called a Nano SCS coating, and it's a covering over the entire external surface of the wetsuit, and it's actually helping you with propulsion as well as gliding through the water. Another thing I want to take a look at is the arm panels and the underarm panels. As I said before, the underarm panels have 520% stretch. But what we also have here is a different type of neoprene used in the construction of the forearm, and that actually creates a paddling effect in this particular wetsuit. And what we have here also is a strip of rubber neoprene, or rubber, that actually also helps gripping when paddling through the water, so to increase your performance. And you can see that material here on the forearm as well. Let's take a look on the back of the wetsuit. Again, we have a nice long zipper that helps decrease transition times. You can zip all the way down by the hips. On the interior, you can see that there's actually been liquid seal put over the glued and blind stitch seam. So this suit is a glued and blind stitch seam, which means it was first glued together and then a blind stitch was put on the interior for durability and water tightness. This blind stitch does not penetrate all the way through, that's why you don't see any holes, and that makes it a watertight seal. And what 2XU has done in this high-end wetsuit is actually, for increased durability, is put a liquid taping on some key seams. So again, a couple of the things I want to take a look at. I missed showing you the strakes on the front leg of the wetsuit, which also again provides stability. Those are those indentions in the suit. What we also have here is an anatomically cut wetsuit, which means this suit was cut for women, so there will be no pooling of water in the wetsuit and increasing drag, pull down in the water, because of the way it was cut to fit all the curves of a woman's body. Another thing that's really great about 2XU's wetsuit is what's called the Rollbar technology, and right through here you'll even see it says Rollbar technology. There's it's the amount of neoprene and the thickness of neoprene that was cut for the rollbar area to help your positioning in the water, so that your elbows have optimal stretch and that they have optimal positioning as well. And again, these are called the propulsion panels. So again, if I've missed anything on this particular wetsuit, you can see it on pleasuresports.com. Again, it's the women's Velocity 1 wetsuit. And it's absolutely fantastic wetsuit, and there's so many features. I'm sure I missed a few. Last thing, you've got 3mm neoprene in the lower leg. It's trimmable, and it won't hurt the wetsuit. You can trim it. You just want to be careful not to trim too high, but it's adjustable, and that's to actually decrease drag in the lower leg. One other thing I want to say with Triathlon Wetsuits is really taking care of them. There's a couple products we highly recommend. If you're going to be swimming in a pool and practicing, we highly recommend a wetsuit shampoo that actually removes chlorine, because chlorine will actually break down any wetsuit, and so having a chlorine remover is great. The other thing is bacteria builds up in the suit because our skin rubs against it, and you'll start to get it to smell, and this actually will remove bacteria as well as condition the wetsuit. So keep it out of the sun, keep it flat if you can as it dries, and use a shampoo that's specific for wetsuits. And McNett makes one, and that's underneath our wetsuit care area on our website. Another thing is that's often used is suit juice, which is a wetsuit lubricant. You can spray it on your body, or you can spray it on the suit, on the inside, or wherever you have areas that you feel get stuck as your body's moving through the suit. It actually decreases transition times and also helps you get in and out of the wetsuit a lot easier, and there's no ingredients in here that will harm the wetsuit. So that's great too. It's suit juice, and that's also at pleasuresports.com. So see more features about the 2XU Velocity 1 for women at pleasuresports.com.